and we're here. Why, thank you. It's always important to let people know. Glad to see everybody. These days are difficult. They continue to be difficult. Your engagement in these meetings continues to, I don't know, give me energy to keep connected with you, to make sure that we're in conversations with each other and that we share in the directions that are happening in the, some of it chaotic, some of it planful, but we need to be ready. And I think since March, I just feel like I'm rolling with the punches. So not so much to update you on, probably spend more time answering your questions. So let's get started. The first thing is that HIC wanted to make sure that I inform you, and I'm so thankful that all of you are really, really caring about making sure that our international students are taken care of. So we are always checking the wind and the currents and CVIS. So CVIS has updated its guidance and said that it is okay for even new students to have all online classes if the change has happened after the start of the semester. Got it? So if the change has happened, and as it did, our semester started August 24th and the stay at home everything came at August 26th. So before the semester started, new students needed to have at least one face-to-face. CVIS has said, given the conditions that are nationwide, that it is okay, even for new students, to have all online classes. So do not worry about any of your students if you are teaching online. It will be okay. I want to stop right here because I know you may have questions, and if there anyone from HIC who would want to add to what I've just said, to correct or expand, amplify, anybody want to ask a question, put it in the chat so we can have a look-see at the question. And if there's anyone from HIC who'd like to jump on and clarify or add to what I've just said.
First told. Change.
Yeah, we know. The VA, we know that there's something going through Congress to extend the C-19 code or for on. That's decided. Terry Mitchell will be informed and she'll let everybody know about that for the VA. So I like the fact that they're looking ahead to December 2021. I wish CVIS was that far sighted, but apparently they're operating almost month to month, it seems, in some cases. So we are, again, rolling with the punches on that. Other questions about international students before we move off the topic? Yes, Maria.
You know, for the VA, we have, I have already sent something to the department chairs about using C-19 code and just putting a statement in the comments that if, you know, that bill is approved, then the course, this particular course would satisfy the requirements for the VAs. It's just because we're doing the schedule already.
Yes. And just to make sure everybody understands, C19 is a code that's put on a course that is now online, but would have been face-to-face?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other thoughts or questions? Okay, gonna move. You may have been aware, we talked about it before, that the city and county gave the UHCCs a grant to do some free workforce development training, and we are contributing some classes to that training, mostly in health and IT. And the press conference was on Monday, and there were so many responses that the website crashed and Destiny broke. And there were 1,600 applications like immediately after it was announced. What they're finding out is that the people who are applying for the free training aren't the people who are eligible, because in order to be eligible for the free training, your employment must have been impacted by COVID-19. And it's a lot of people looking at free training and they want to be everything. They are currently employed, but want to look at some other kind of stuff, and they can do it for free with this. So they are being redirected and saying, hey, you can't use this because you haven't been impacted by COVID-19, but here are these other options at the community colleges. So we're trying to redirect them into either credit programs or other continuing ed courses for which they are eligible, but not the freebies. I know that some people cannot be here because there's training for tenure and promotion applicants to use the portal for those folks who are who had planned to do hard copy but are now going to be asked to do it online. And is there going to, Lisa, yes, I was just about to say, there has been training for reviewers, or there will be training for reviewers. Yes, for contract renewal documents. Is that next week? Does anybody, I think it's next week, the training for reviewers for contract renewal? Anybody know?
That was last Tuesday?
I know I couldn't go, that's why I didn't pay attention.
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Louise, there were 2 sessions. The last one was yesterday.
Okay. Thank you, Louise, and everybody. We had it yesterday. And there's some today. It's like right now, right? Is that, no. I can't go to either one, that's why I can't.
Today is the tenure and promotion.
Okay. All right. Let me see if I can't find out for sure and make sure everybody is aware. Because the reviewers need to know how to do this too. Okay, note to self, I'll get something out.
Louise, I do believe they were recording them as well, so that they should be able to.
Yeah, so just access to the videos and where is it going to be. I'll get that. I will share with CAC. Stacy, you had it yesterday, how was it? Stacy Oho.
Yeah.
Did it look hard, Stacy?
Sorry, it was good. It wasn't as hard as we thought it might be, but the training was delightful.
Oh, thank you, Tracy. I love that. Maria, did you find it delightful too?
Yeah, it was. It sounded like it was a very easy process. So they were talking about like once the DPC reviews, uploads it, then it goes to the next one. It's
So
like,
the flow is automatic.
Yeah, but then they just have to be very sure that that is what their recommendations are.
Yes, because once you submit, it's gone. You can't get it back.
Yeah.
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 Jeff, did you want to say something?
Yeah. It was a very nice actually presentation, and we had some issues with uploading some of the documents into the system this morning, and I reached out to Sandra Ueno, and she replied almost immediately and had the situation taken care of. So I think they understand the importance of having this done right and done right the first time.
Yes, yeah. Are there other questions about the tenure and promotion and or contract renewal process for fall 2020? Okay, we're going to change topics. Lots of conversations since Monday, actually Monday and Tuesday and today also, about all the different CARES funding that the university has received. So to review, we had, and the numbers are because of the order in which they were released. So CARES 1 was for students only, and we are poised to spend down all of it in the next month, I believe, so that the 1,011,471 will be spent by the end of October, all of it going to students whose lives were turned upside down by the pandemic. CARES 2 was the next to be released, and it is can be used also for students and can be used for institutional support to make adjustments to COVID-related impacts. CARES 3 was the next to be released, and that was for minority serving institutions, and that has much broader ability for expenditures. The university now has coronavirus relief fund that is a carve out from the state's CARES money. It is $20 million to UH system for COVID related expenditures. And so with all these pots of monies, it is about being the most strategic. What are the best expenditures to spend with which funds to make sure that we expend the funds in the time allowed for the best possible reasons. The $20 million is from the state, and it needs to be spent by the university by November 30. You may have seen things in the newspaper about some people telling the governor, make sure you don't give any money back, and how are you going to spend it? So that is a concern, is how do you spend $20 million in the next 2 months? So that is happening at the UH system level. Ongoing conversations about which CARES funding will be spent for which kinds of expenditures, and that does still continue. Any questions about CARES? The update to the student CARES funding, Noeao apologizes. He's in that training right now, so he can't update us, but he promises that next week, Wednesday, he'll make sure that he updates us on where we are with the funding to students. Any questions about CARES funding?
I do.
Yes, Jeff?
Just, I'm sorry, Brian, maybe perhaps this is for Brian. A form was sent out and it doesn't, or at least I cannot find the section where it's for CARES 2 or CARES 3. Is that just for Brian? When Brian gets the form, he'll then decide if it's a CARES 2 or 3 appropriate request?
So the question is, who's making the decision on whether it's going to be CARES 2 or CARES 3?
Yes.
Put in your request. It really doesn't matter in the whole scheme of things right now. But I guess to answer your question, yes, we would make a determination on whether it's 2 or 3.
You just got to make sure you ask. Other questions about CARES? Okay, that's all I got. What do you got? what would you like to ask about or tell the rest of the folks about that's happening in your areas that we should know about? Thank you, Lisa, put the CARES request form there. Questions?
Louise, this is
Yes,
Carol.
Carol.
I just wanted to add that for the city and county project, that is city and county funding that was from CARES. And we're getting for the campus 75 laptops that will be used as loaners, but then after those are utilized, they'll be added to the laptop pool for the campus. And then I learned yesterday that funding will also be made available for bus passes for the students who will be on that program.
Thanks, Carol. Annie has a question. Did the governor give UH a budget? When will the campus receive a budget? I don't know. Brian, you got any updates on what the timeline is? I haven't
No,
heard.
all we know at this point in time is that the allocation or the appropriation is with Budget and Finance. We have not necessarily received an allocation yet. I'm not even sure if the university system received an allocation yet. We certainly have not received our allocation. Don't forget, there's 3 stops that this money has to make. The first one is an appropriation by the legislature, goes to BNF. That's the legislature giving the money to the governor. BNF is the finance arm of the state of Hawaii. From that point, it goes from BNF allocated to the system, and from the system, UH 800, it comes to the campuses. So those are the 3 stops, and it certainly has not hit the 3rd stop yet.
I'm speaking, but I'm muted because the guys next door are banging on the walls. Questions you have? Information you want to share?
Hi, Louise. It's Lisa from nursing.
Hi, Lisa.
So we're just being challenged right now to respond and track potential student exposures in the clinical setting. And so this is rising to the top of my priority in terms of tracking, following up, testing. I believe we had a conversation yesterday or Monday, and I may be needing to do additional student and faculty testing prior to face-to-face or clinical activities if the facilities don't cover it. So I'm wondering, I believe I was told the CARES funding might be available for this, and I'm just alerting you that we have had some exposures and follow-up that's being implemented now with some students, and that may actually contribute to a decision to pivot back to not having face-to-face or clinical in the hot spots that are erupting in the community. So just
Lisa, I just wanted to let you know, I do have a meeting tomorrow at 1 with Andrew Nichols from UH to discuss this, because they have a process in place for testing students like athletes and things like that. So I'm gathering data from them to see if there's a way that we can be kind of absorbed in that testing opportunity through Manoa. So I'll give you more update on that. If not, we'll handle it internally, but it was recommended that I see if there's a system process we could utilize first.
thank you. I mean, we're trying to do the best we can. We're going when it's green. We're stopping or pausing when it's yellow, and we're reassessing. So we're doing everything we can to keep our students and faculty safe, as well as trying to meet the student learning outcomes and program learning outcomes as we get ready for accreditation next year. So yeah, thank you for all your leadership and guidance.
It's a truly tough situation, Lisa. Nothing but admiration for, I mean, if there's anybody rolling with the punches, it's you guys who are putting students into clinical placements right now. It's hard. Carol, there's a question. How many laptops will you be purchasing and what campus pool of laptops do you mean?
The ITS system is purchasing 25 to 30 laptops for the first round. And then the balance of those, we're not yet sure whether the system will get the balance of the computers to get to a total of 75 for our campus. And the pool of laptops will most likely be under control of CELT. And those laptops will be available for the campus, including continuing ed and credit. Correct, Louise? Is that your understanding?
I believe so.
Yes,
I think it's for student use, not for faculty and staff, right?
it's for students, yes. The students who are going through the Oahu Back to Work program are unemployed. Many of them don't have laptops, and in addition, they may not have access to internet.
Right. So once the program is over, end of December, those laptops revert to the college for use by students as loaners. Other questions? Other information you'd like to share?
I would like to share something. This is Roman.
Go, Roman.
Hi, y'all. Different topic. So the BOSA talent show has been postponed, if many of you didn't know. And so they actually have a new date for it. So it'll be Friday, November 20th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on YouTube Live. So that means you still have time to submit your talent to us. We are taking staff and faculty submissions. So if you would like to, please submit by Monday, November 9th. You have plenty of time. You have about a month. And then I'll put information in the chat so you could see who you email your talent to.
And we have to submit a video of ourselves doing our talent. Is that it?
It could be a video, or depending on what the talent is, it could be like a picture. Like example, someone sent ceramics that they did really beautiful. So they sent pictures, or if they do artwork, they send pictures.
I'm thinking. I know there's lots of talented people out there. I've seen it in other talent shows. I'm going to see if Satoru is on this. Probably not, right? Satoru, who does opera. I don't see his name. Let's see. Anyone else?
I do have on my other hat. So for my staff council hat, we have some things coming up. So we have a parent family talk story, and this will actually be, it'll be open to both staff and faculty. So it's those who are interested in sharing tips on, or learning about how you're working from home while juggling family responsibilities, whether it's taking care of kids or it's taking care of a family member as well. So this will be on Wednesday, October 14th from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. It'll be through Zoom, and I'll put that in the chat as well. And the second thing for staff council is that we're doing a call out for ghost stories. So if you have experienced any strange things on campus or any weird phenomena, or, a slight chill or a weird touch and there's nobody there, please share those ghost stories with us. And I'll put all the info in the chat on who you email it to. Thank you, everyone. My hats are done.
Quite a wardrobe you have, Roman. I'll put a plug in for AUW, Aloha United Way. So every year the university has a campaign to raise funding for Aloha United Way, and this year is tough for a lot of people, including some of you who have family members who may have been impacted by furloughs or changes in hours. So it is a time for us to really think and give to those who may have had an even more difficult time than we are. So please be paying attention. Darsh will be putting some information out very soon, and Maria Gamboa is going to be helping him out. We have 2 people who are willing and able to coordinate our efforts as a campus. And it's usually pizza party. I'm going to talk to Darsh and Maria about what the categories will be for the units who raise the most money. And we still do pizza parties, but we stack the pizzas and you take them where you need to eat them because we can't gather and eat them all together. But we still do manage pizza parties, so be looking out for that.
Louise?
Yes, Lisa?
Yeah, I think you owe nursing a pizza party, but anyway, I think we won something earlier in the summer.
Was it the food drive?
Yeah. It was the food bank.
Okay.
Anyway, this question is to Nava'a. I'm not sure if you clarified, but as we know, we're getting the whole classroom, AC, all that reset, with this new Google Doc sheet, which I believe it's due tomorrow. Is that correct? And can you give us further guidance on it?
Brian came out with the doc. So yeah, they're trying to manage as classes decide to go face-to-face and have approval to go face-to-face, that they need to fill out the form. And Brian's unit came out with that form. So I would just, whatever you already have scheduled, I think he wants everybody to reschedule within that form. Did that make sense, Lisa? Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that's what we're doing. I just wanted clarification that is in fact the doc, because there's so many docs floating around.
There are a lot, and that was actually part of the problem. So we're just trying to make sure we have one common language, so to say, and that's this document, so everyone knows what's going on. We were just, as I said in the email, we were running across dozens of situations where AC was going wasted and not being used. And, of course, with the need to cut back and the wear and tear on machinery. More importantly, as we clean classrooms, as janitorial staff clean classrooms, we weren't sure who was asking for access. We were assuming initially that these were instructors or employees. But, sometimes the security doesn't know, what the lecturers look like. And so unless they're familiar with them, they're opening these classrooms for one person, and then they're, contaminating the space. And so that was the other issue we're running across. So that's the reason why, Lisa. Thank you for doing it.
Yeah, I guess I just wanted to put a plug that for everyone on this call, if you have not populated this document, you will not have AC. So yeah, it's important that they know that the deadline, I believe, is it tomorrow, Brian?
It's Friday.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Ready to wrap it up, you guys? 1:30. Brian says yes. I see other heads nodding. Gift of time, 30 minutes.
Everybody say yes so we can go eat lunch.
I was thinking that.
Okay,
I might
bye, everybody.
for my 2 o'clock. Rich says yes, too. All right, everybody. Unmute.
Bye.
Bye,
everybody.
Bye.
Go eat lunch.
Everybody.
Shoots. Bye-bye.
I heard you, Alfie. Bye.
Aloha.
Bye.